Hi. One of the things that we all, certainly a challenge I face at times, is making sure we have enough time to practice. I mean, of course, you have to practice to just stay physically in shape to be able to meet any of the challenges that are going to come your way. But what if you're preparing a piece of literature, or in my case, like as I'm doing right now, learning a show in which to be a substitute, or you're trying to learn tunes? And right now, as another challenge, I'm facing another challenge of freelance work, which is feast or famine, and I happen to be in a period of feast. Um, Famine is coming soon, or so I thought, and then a friend of mine, uh, another one of life's little miracles, just came out of the blue and said, "Would you like to learn my book and come play my show?" Yay! But in this period of feast, that's going to be a challenge because I don't have a lot of time right now with all the commuting I'm doing to prepare the book with my instruments in hand. At some point, I've done some of it. So I work in little chunks. I use whatever little time I have, but most of my time is spent traveling to and from work. Well, I don't prefer to drive, so I'm using my train time. I take trains. I have a printed copy of the score. I have the conductor video, which obviously is accompanied with a recording of the whole score, and I follow along. I count the rests. I If there are rhythms or if there are parts with rhythms that don't feel natural or I don't feel like I'm feeling them as well as I could, I stop the recording and go through those rhythms until they do feel good, right? Generally, the first time I just do a whole big sweep. I listen to the whole thing top to bottom. And then on subsequent days, I'll do a deeper dive on just a few pieces at a time, because otherwise, if you do everything at once, obviously nothing's going to stick, right? And I isolate those parts as if I were in a practice room, even if there are technical challenges. I figure out how am I going to finger it? How's it going to feel? How do I feel these rhythms, etc. You get the idea. And you can do this with anything. You can do this with literature. You can do this with tunes. I'm a club date musician, so I'm always learning tunes. And again, I learn the lyrics. I learn the song, the melody itself. I learn uh, what I believe from the source or the sources I've checked that I have the original chord changes. So I'll arpeggiate the changes in my head. I'll decide, does it start on a one chord, does it start on a five chord, does the melody start on the fifth or the fourth or the tonic or whatever, what have you, um, and try to just run it in my head until I have it, till it's part of me. And all right, let's say you don't take the trains, but you can still, you know, as I was talking about, little chunks. Say you're just taking a walk down the street just to get some groceries, or you're just driving to get some groceries. Well, you probably don't want to be too distracted if you're driving, but when you're walking through the supermarket, while you've got your list in your hand, run one of the pieces from the show, or run one of those little difficult spots. Think to yourself, how does the conductor negotiate some of these, a vamp, or does this part of the song retard, and what does it look like? What does it sound like? Uh, Essentially you process the whole thing, but away from your instrument, and you'd be amazed how much practice time this will save you. At least I've been. Uh, that's been my experience. What's your experience? Have you even tried it? Does it work for you? Does it not work for you? I'm curious. Just leave a comment. And happy practicing, happy work. I hope you're all as busy as you want to be. And I'll see you in the next one.